Welcome to Consumer You, the show for you, the consumer. We have a lot of interesting stuff on today's show. What is that stuff? It's written that away. Okay, let's see what we have here. I can tell you right up front, we're desperate for stuff to put on the blackboard. Ginger ale. Did you know that the spice, ginger, is ginger a spice or a root? I guess it's a root. Can be used to cure certain things. Now that has nothing whatsoever to do with the first spot, but we needed something for the blackboard. Now actually the first spot are the Weiland sisters. Now you've seen them on Our Magazine and Sally Jesse and a lot of other shows, and they're back with us today. I think today they're doing health care gadgets. Postage doo-doo, okay? You can make up your own for that. A couple weeks ago, we had a man on the show who, can you see that blackboard? I'm going to even do that. Whoa! You people at home thought it was your set. It's this blackboard. We had a guy who had received a letter saying if he would send in $25, he would find out how he could send first-class postage, first-class letters for only 6 cents postage. And as we tell you people at home, you have an ad, you send it to us, we put out the money. We only sent $10. They had a special offer, $10, and we got in on a $10 offer. But I'll tell you this much, the man that we sent the money to is very honest, and we'll give you all that information a little later on in the program. Look for the FTC label. You know, the old look for the union label? We have a man from the Federal Trade Commission, and he's going to tell you how the FTC asks manufacturers to label various articles and what to look for on those labels. And finally, shelf abuse. We started a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was even last week, talking to a nurse about what should be in your medicine cabinet. Do you have like 97,000 things in your medicine cabinet that you really don't need, and the 4 or 5 things that you do need are in another place because there was no room in the medicine cabinet? That's the way my cabinet is. But Maureen Reha, I think I remembered it, is going to fill us in on the rest of straightening out your medicine cabinet. Now what I wanted to show you was, you know, I love those odd lot places, and the next couple of weeks I have a lot of stuff from odd lot places. But I want to show you, before we talk about odd lot places, a really handsome camera that I got. Actually, this is an odd lot camera, or a camera from odd lot. And the reason I bought it, this looks pretty handsome, right? Pretty impressive. We got a close-up of that guy there. We have little f-stops, and we have the little adjustment down here, and it comes with the accessories, you know, your lens cap, your shoulder strap. And the reason I bought the camera, folks, is that this camera cost $3, $3.99, $4. And as I mentioned in a previous show, there are a lot of postcards going out from many different sources saying you have won a 35 millimeter camera and we just need $15 or $17 or $13 postage and you'll get your 35 millimeter camera. And they also make it sound really, they go, National Geographic uses 35 millimeter cameras, and you can have one for, you know, it's not the cameras that they use at National Geographic you're getting for anywhere from $12 to $20. You get something like this. I've sent for a couple of them. One of them might have been this very camera. So if the card says 35 millimeter, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a Nikon. What's the name on this one? Oh, this is a Nicca. N-I-C-C-A. Oh, yeah. Actually, the printing's the same. If I put my finger there, you could pass that off as a Nikon. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'd probably try and sell this out in the hall to someone who doesn't watch Consumer You. I thought I can get a good $20 for this. Okay, we'll be back with the Weiland sisters right after this.
The outside competition is about to begin.
To be a winner in life, everyone needs a healthy start. New Jersey's Health Start program provides complete health care to low-income children under 2. Qualified pregnant women can also receive complete health care, all at no cost. Help your child be a winner. To learn more, call our toll-free line at 1-800-321-BABY. Good health starts with Health Start.
All right, we're back with the Wyland sisters.
Do this and
They even talk, even not when you're not even when they're not even on camera. They're doing stuff.
I'll do that.
I'll do, which are you
What
going
are
to do?
you doing? I'll do the cream of tartar.
Oh, I usually do that. Okay, you do it and I'll do that.
Oh, wait a second.
We already did that. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I think we should leave this in because you want to know what it's like backstage. You think I am in command of this show? I show up at the studio, people come in, they run the show, they leave. I don't know. All right. Have you gotten it straight?
Yes.
Okay. We had a couple of minutes left over at the end of the show. We called New York. The Wyland sisters came right out to the
We were in the
studio at
neighborhood.
great expense to talk about another couple of health gadgets. What's our first health gadget?
This, the instant pure water pitcher.
Okay.
You know how people are concerned about having filters attached to their sink? This makes life much easier. It also...
There's been a problem with filters and sinks, right? There was one of them that was in the paper that was actually introducing another chemical.
Bacteria
Yeah.
and stuff, okay.
Or Frontiera.
Well, that's just an exception. And this is wonderful because you know how you go to the supermarket and you have to schlep heavy bottles of mineral or spring water? This saves you all that trouble. It comes with an activated charcoal top, and you put the water inside, and then you put the filter on, and you just pour out the water, and it gets
That goes to the
filtered on
filter.
the way to
Have you
the
ever
wax.
taken one apart to see what's in the filter?
No, I haven't with this yet because I haven't used it long enough. But when you use it for a few weeks, it lasts about 3 months. So when you use it for after using it and ready to change the filter, you'll see all the sediment that has stopped from going into your drinking
In New
water.
York City, I used one of these, and when I took the filter out, 2 dead people in it.
Oh, no, boo. Well, New York City water has to be one of the best in the
I know.
country.
According to Consumer Reports. Also, we did a water taste test, and people said, "Oh, I only drink bottled water. I don't drink bottled water," and they picked the tap water as the best
better.
tasting. Yeah.
Well, this is wonderful, but in addition to this one's $15, but in addition to this, health food stores now have half the size, travel ones for $10, and there are some that are $20. We have the information on this one, but if
Do you know
anyone's...
if it takes the taste of chlorine out of water?
I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever been to like a city where the water tastes like it's been heavily...
Oh, we just came back
Fluoridated.
from Los Angeles.
And the water-
Their water is so alkaline. It feels like you're drinking Alka-Seltzer without the bubbles.
Well, at least the people that don't have upset stomach. Okay, what is our final... Go ahead.
Well, the final one is something that we have gotten lots of letters about and lots of interest in. It's a natural way of helping to stop smoking. And what you do is, this is cream of tartar, ordinary cream of tartar that you can get in a regular supermarket. It's usually in the baking supply department.
Okay.
Or spice section.
Or spice. And you take a half a teaspoonful of cream of tartar in a glass, an 8-ounce glass of orange juice every night right before you go to sleep. And do it consistently, and within 30 days, hopefully you will have cut out smoking.
No kidding.
What
Now,
happens
do you
is
know
that-
anybody who's personally tried this?
Yes,
Yes.
we heard it from this man who had smoked for 30 years, 4 or 5 packs a day, tried everything, hypnosis, pills, just everything, and nothing worked but this. He said that it was like a painless way to ebb off his nicotine addiction, because what happens is you drink the orange juice, replenish the vitamin C's that the cigarettes rob from you, and this cream of tartar helps wash out the nicotine from your system. In the morning when you go to the bathroom, a lot of the nicotine is gone. So that during the day, maybe you won't want as many cigarettes. You can control yourself, and gradually you'll have fewer and fewer each day, and by the end of the month, you should not even want a cigarette.
Okay.
But you must be consistent and do it every night.
All right, I have one more question. I know this is supposed to be 1 minute, but it's going to end up as a full spot. Where did all this stuff come from? I mean, like the cream.
You mean where did the
tartar.
remedies...
Yes, exactly.
The remedies that we have in our book.
Yeah.
They came down, the new ones came to us recently because of the first book. We did a media tour, and as a result, we did lots of shows where we had call-ins and people writing to us, and that's where we got a lot of the newer remedies that we have.
okay.
But the original ones, the original remedies are from our own family, our own friends, just everybody and anybody that we met. We'd stop on the street and say, what do you do when you get the hiccups? What do you do when you have a cold? And that's how we got the original remedies, and they've come down through the generations.
And one of them was going to be here, but they have terrible case of the hiccups in the back, and the others are all ill. No, I sure enjoyed it. Again, the name of the book, More Chicken Soup and Other Home Remedies, which came out after just plain chicken soup and other home remedies.
And the books should, can I just say one
Yes,
other thing?
please do.
The books should be available in stores, but if not, I know that you are showing the number, and they're $5.95 each.
Okay. But, you know, in this day and age, $5.95 is very
bargain.
expensive.
They're a
And also, the new movie with Ted Danson is the movie version of Chicken Soup. It's a whole other story. We won't even go into it. Okay, we're going to be back with more stuff. Okay, welcome back to Consumer You. A couple of weeks ago, we had on the program Art Baudo, who had received a letter about telling him that he could mail all his first-class letters for 6 cents. Art, welcome back to the show.
Glad to be back.
Art, he brought in an ad that he had gotten, and this is what the ad looks like. Art, you had gotten a series of them. One that said you could mail stuff for
2 cents.
Right.
2 of them for 2 cents and 1 for the 6 cents.
And 1 for 6 cents, and this is what the ad looks like. And we made good on our promise to people that if they brought in ads, we would send in money. Now, let's see how much money they wanted. This guy wanted $19.95 for The Secret, but I don't know if you remembered, yours said that if you ordered it right away, he'd send you The Secret for $10.
That's right, a special
Right, a spender, right, okay. Okay. Well, I did something that I normally do not do. I sent him $10 cash. I never send cash, but I wanted a quick response so that...
You didn't wait for a check or something?
Exactly. Normally they would wait for a check to clear. Well, the man that I sent the $10 to is a very honest man, and I'll tell you why. First of all, he sent me my $10 back. And he said, "Dear friend, encloses a refund of your $10 for mailing first-class letters for for 6 cents. Enclosed also is all the literature that he had been using. Also, I'm enclosing a letter from the chief inspector of the post office telling me that this information is outdated and is illegal. As for right now, I'm still investigating the information since on the same day I received your order, I also received a letter with 6 cents postage delivered with no postage due." Well, briefly, what it was, Art, is that if you mailed in your $10 or $20, this is what you got for your $10 or $20. You got 2 letters, and one of them states that you can mail first-class mail for 6 cents, but according to a letter from the post office, this is from like 1954, the Xerox letter. That's it. And this is the letter that he enclosed. It's from the regional chief inspector of the post office, and it says, "This office is investigating a possible violation of the federal law which you appear to be associated. The promotion in which you are involved claims that a person can legally mail first-class mail for just 6 cents. Since April 3rd, 1988, the cost of mailing first class is 25 cents. You should be aware that selling and promoting this plan, you may be in violation of the post office false representation statute." The other funny thing is that when you get the letter suggests that you Xerox the letter and send it on to other people. So that, in other words, you can start making money by sending on this secret. And also, one of the things they tell you to do, that in order to use 6 cents postage, you may have to mail the mail. If you live in a small town, you may have to take the mail to a large post office.
To get it by without the
That's
fee.
exactly. So that's, I think, was the basis of what they were proposing, was that if you put 6 cents on it, stamped it first class mail, and mailed it in a very large facility
Where the volume.
where the volume is large. And my guess is that in a very large facility, it must all be automated.
Yeah.
And that maybe they just spot check certain mail. And the funny thing is, Art, is that he sent it back using 25...
Oh, this is not your self-addressed stamped envelope? Did you
No.
send it?
No, I didn't. Were you supposed to?
Yeah, you were supposed to send a self-addressed stamped
Oh,
envelope.
no. He sent it
He
back.
was- he really was
He
honest.
really was honest. He sent 25 cents. But there's also a little postscript that says, you'll notice I used 25 cents on my envelope. If you use 6 cents, it sometimes takes a day longer. So, anyway,
But maybe interesting also is that he handwrote his note back.
He handwrote his
Maybe
note.
he's not getting too much response to start with.
oh, that's an interesting thought, although he claims that the day my order arrived was the same day that the post office, but you know, that's very good. That's absolutely accurate. If he had been getting hundreds of letters a day,
he would have Xeroxed
he would have Xeroxed that.
That's
So
interesting.
anyway, we may have saved you $10 or $20, depending on which one of these ads that you received. So Art, thanks
good.
very much. I
It was
understand we're
a
going to put your
pleasure.
kids later, right?
Yeah, I hope
Your
so.
kids are going to be on the show doing something else. In the meantime, we'll be back right after this.
When you start doing drugs, you feel like you're in control. But then you start doing more drugs. And more. And more. And more. Until you can't handle it anymore. If you or someone you know has a drug problem, call the Habilitat hotline. We can help you get the weight off your shoulders.
Welcome back to Consumer You. We call this segment Stump the Guest. We have Michael Bloom, Regional Director of the Federal Trade Commission. In the past, we've done 3 segments on your rights as a consumer. I had a couple of items that I wanted to ask Michael his opinion of. We don't even know if this falls under his jurisdiction, but I thought it would be fun to talk about it. Michael, one of them, does labeling come under FTC rules?
It certainly can if the labeling conveys false information
Oh,
or
okay.
material omission.
Okay. I'll sort of show you this because I sort of found this amazing. You know, Retin A is the hot new wrinkle remover. Let me see. You getting close-ups over here? And that's what a Retin A label looks like. You're familiar with the Retin A label?
I've heard of Retin A.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'll show you. That's what Retin A looks like. It's only available with a doctor's prescription. And, Michael, walking into a drugstore, I found this. I've got to let it close up again. And it's called Retinol A. Look at this. Now, do you think that that's misleading in any way? Now, is that something that if people complain to you would do something about, or the fact that they're not claiming it, you know, I guess basically, is this something that you should know about?
I'm glad to know about it. I don't have a ready answer for you.
Oh, okay.
When we look at advertising to decide if it's deceptive, you know, you can sort of get a feel as to whether it may be, but we also will often do consumer testing. The implication of what you're suggesting here is that the use of the word retin is part of the title of the product,
And the A,
suggests
yes.
that it contains retin A. I don't see retin
No, it's
A
not.
on
No,
the label.
it's not listed anywhere. Retin A, I understand, can only be gotten from a doctor. So basically, I guess what we'll also just do, Michael, is put them side by side, just so people realize that when they shop, they themselves are responsible to be very careful as to what they buy.
That's right.
You're not getting. You're not for $6 or whatever this was getting this prescription drug.
That's right, and in the end, the Federal Trade Commission is very vigilant, but consumers really do need to learn to protect themselves, to read the labels carefully, to not make assumptions from the name of the product.
That's right. We once did a whole show on. Let me see if I even have it here. Well, I'm going to show it on another show where they get names that sound very similar to a famous name, and you think you know you're getting some bargain. Michael, this I can put my glasses on for this. I do another show called American Magazine, and along with the producer, we got this letter. And we blocked the name out for legal reasons, and I can't even tell you what name of the company it is. The original letter said, recently you were contacted that you won a free gift. and that the company wanted money, and that's not proper, and that we're a different company, and we're trying to make good on the bad will from that company. I know. Okay, you can hear it already? You can hear it coming, okay. And so consequently, I'm going to be given a Lincoln Continental, a 5-day cruise, or a pearl necklace, or a fur coat. And if there's any money involved, they'll tell me later on. Just send them a postcard saying that I'll take a prize. That was letter 1. Letter 2 comes back, and it says, thanks for responding to the letter. You did win something. We can't tell you what, but we need $88. Okay? We ignored the letter. We got letter number 3. I have them out of order here. Okay, we got letter number 3 saying that this is what when you mailed your response postcard, you entered into a legal binding contract with us, and you must send us $88 immediately. We ignored it. Letter number 4. This is to ensure that you still want your gift. We need $88. We now need cash. If you're not going to be home, you must switch your address to your business address, or you must leave $88 with your neighbor. We ignored it. Letter number 5. We have gone to a lot of expense to make this offer available to you.
I'll say 5 letters worth.
5 letters. And every one, Michael, on the back they enclose carbon copies of the other letters they sent us. It says, these expenses were incurred as a result of your written request. This is a legal binding contract. Again, $88. We ignored it. They sent us letter number 6. $88 cash, and the gift is on its way. We ignored it. Letter number 7 is red, a red letter, and this is sort of my favorite. This letter is to inform you that unless you respond to this last letter, you are in breach of contract. In all fairness, don't you think you should pay us for the monies we spent as a result of our detrimental reliance upon your word? Ask your attorney to explain detrimental reliance. We are now going to look for other alternates. Now, Michael, no one is, all of this is just garbage. Am I correct?
Sounds like it. I haven't read the original postcard.
Oh, okay, the original
I'd
postcard.
I'd be shocked if it was anything but garbage.
I know. So, as I said, we stopped after letter 7. All I can tell you is that the other woman who was involved in this, a big black car, came and hasn't been seen since.
But this really illustrates one important point. Scam artists are brazen, and you've just got to know that you cannot be shaken down by them. This just is a shakedown, is what it sounds like.
That's exactly what I felt. You know, we've read through it all. The original letter was so nice that someone else tried to shake you down, and they since. But you know what? They even cover themselves. They say that for a gift to be free, it says we're going to send you a free gift. But later on, it says you must pay $88 shipping, and somewhere it says, oh, by the way, the fact that you're paying $8 doesn't make this a free gift anymore. But it is shameless, and my guess is that some elderly person gets this, and they read to ask your attorney, and they go, it's going to be easier to send $88 because my attorney's going to charge me $100.
Call local consumer affairs if something like that happens. Don't just assume you have a contract because somebody tells you so.
Tells you that it's legal and binding. Michael, I sure appreciate you taking the time to visit with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And if you hear of any hot scams, give us a call.
I will.
Okay? We're always looking for hot scams. We always tell you people at home, if you have any really weird mail order ad that's too good to be true, send it into Consumer U, and we'll put up our money and send for it and show you what you get. If you got something dreadful already, come down to the studio. At least share it with others. And we have something else to share with you, and it's coming right up. On a previous Consumer U, we started talking about what should be in the medicine cabinet with Maureen Roja, who is Director of Nursing. I'll get it right.
Marin Valley Community College.
Oh, wow. I got most of it right. And we had talked basically, this being the medicine cabinet, that the bottom shelf would be the things that you use daily. The next shelf would be your first aid items and probably an ice pack. But we had moved up to the third shelf when we ran out of time. And Maureen, since this seemed to be one of the most important things, well, let's do shelf 3 again. Because the interesting thing is, I have never even heard of either one of these products.
That is interesting there.
One is to make somebody throw up.
Okay,
I always thought you just put your fingers down your throat. Seriously, is that?
there's no surefire way that that's going to work. And in an emergency circumstance, okay, you really want to make sure that you're bringing the poison back out of the person. I mean, it's critical. It may be life-threatening, okay? This is what's called an emetic. Okay, and the product's name is Ipecac, I-P-E-C-A-C, and people should know about this, again, particularly if they have children. But it's not only children that will overdose or have an accident, as I mentioned on the previous set, the elderly are at risk as well.
And Maureen, this does nothing itself to remove. It gets the poison out by you expelling it.
That's all it does.
Okay.
Very good. That's exactly what it does.
It's not a medical thing on its own.
No, it does not deactivate the poison in any way. It just brings it back up.
Okay.
Now, I must hasten to add that, as I mentioned before, the Poison Control Center, and this is the number for New Jersey, it's 1-800-962-1253. We'll send you this very nice little stick-em you can put on your medicine cabinet as well as your telephones. Okay, you don't administer this unless the Poison Control Center says go ahead. There are some poisons, okay, not so much the medicines, but for instance, lye that cleans out your bathroom sink can actually do more damage on its way out.
On its way up, yes.
Okay, so that this really, while you can have it around and give it in an emergency, you really need some direction, and that's why these three things go together.
Okay.
The Ipecac, in case, and again, I want to point out that you have to ask the pharmacist for it, and it comes in this tiny little bottle.
But it's not a prescription, you just ask
Correct.
for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, the second thing, and this is more, I think, what you're getting at, was a product called deactivated charcoal. It's like charcoal briquettes. Okay, this happens to be in a liquid form, all right? Now, this will be administered after the vomiting, and this will deactivate certain poisons that would be left over in your stomach.
Now, is this by prescription?
No, this is not by
okay.
prescription. You need to ask this. There's also a powdered form. It's very difficult to get down, and under the tension of an overdose or a poisoning, I think that the liquid is better. It's not by prescription. Again, I found it in my pharmacy behind the counter. I asked for it, and
so it literally, it just deactivates by sucking it into itself?
It'll absorb some of it.
Okay.
Exactly, in the stomach. Okay. Now, again, you must get medical attention.
Okay, right. We're not recommending to do this.
This is not the home treatment
right,
for
yes,
overdose.
okay, right. This is after someone at this number said take this or this. You don't want to have to run looking for it. You want it in your medicine cabinet.
And again, I like to put them, and you may choose not to keep them in your medicine cabinet if you have children around. This can cause a very severe episode of vomiting in a small child that could be very hazardous. So you may choose to put it someplace else, but I wrap them together, okay? Make it inconvenient, so if I inadvertently picked it up, I would have to think about why is this rubber band. I'm not doing so great, but
That's okay. All
the idea is to put the rubber band around.
So again, we caution people, we're not recommending you take these unless directed to take these. Okay.
But if you need them, it may save 10, 15
And we're talking about money-wise, a few dollars?
Oh, very inexpensive. This was maybe 59 cents, and this might have been $3.
Right. Okay, great.
Another caution, sometimes we have them around as long as the archives, and there are expiration dates on both of them. And one of the reasons we're taking an inventory of our medicine cabinet is to look at expiration dates. So if you buy this when your child is born and they're now 21, it's probably no good.
Okay. We have a minute to finish up the rest of these guys.
Top shelf, these are cold remedies, and I think we all probably have them at home. This happens to be what's known as an antihistamine. Okay, that's good to have around not only for congestion symptoms, although that are allergy related, but if you were to get an allergic reaction to something, you want the relief.
Okay.
Here we have a variety of products, not this one, I'll take this one out, this one happens to be something else, that we deal with temperature, okay, fever. And we generally need to have them around. The only thing I will, summarize is that children need to have the liquid version, and the recommendation from the American Academy of Pediatrics right now is that children should take Tylenol for fever and not aspirin. I think most of us have heard that. If they haven't, I'm glad to introduce that to your audience.
Good. Thermometers, one oral, one rectal?
One oral, one rectal, and you should include that also.
Okay.
Again, you don't want to be running to the drugstore to find these things, and basically that's the simple format.
Great. Well, and the other thing is that we're going to have a medicine cabinet neatness judging contest. Marina's going to each one of your homes. We're going up to the cable billing company. We're finding out your address, and she's going to make an unscheduled visit.
And the winner gets
the winner gets a little basket of first aid goodies. Marina, valuable information. I thank you for your time, and we ask you people to watch this.
40 years ago, the United Nations wrote and adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Article number 9 says, "No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile." There are 29 other rights guaranteed in this document. You should know them. Governments must be held accountable to the people. To get your copy, write Amnesty International, Box 37137, Washington, D.C., 20013.
That's it for this edition of Consumer U. I know the show went very fast for you like that, but actually it was a 60-minute show. We just run the tapes real fast here at Consumer U. Till next week, Dick DeBartolo saying goodbye, and we always spell that. Let me see if I get it right now. B-U-Y. I think I did the Y backwards. I'll watch this at home and I'll get back to you on that. Bye. Welcome to Consumer U, the show for you, the consumer. I'm glad you could join us. What are we going to do today? I'll tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to see, can it succeed? And I'm spelling that can like aluminum or metal can. I'm going to show you a new product. It's a very weird product. That's all I'm going to tell you about that guy there. Raising a question. And the question we're raising is, what's the best brand of raisins? We have two women doing that, and they are two viewers who wrote in and said, can we be on the program? And we said, absolutely not. But they came to the studio anyway. No, we always invite viewers to come down and take part in our taste test, and we'll find out what raisins we liked best. Cable Able. Probably the worst title on the board, suggested by someone here at the studio. We have the station manager, the program manager here. She's going to talk about opportunities in cable. And the fact that I've done this for almost 2 years shows that there is no opportunity in cable. But hey, for you it could be different. So you'll want to watch that. Shop at home. We've taught you how to have a workshop at home, how to do sewing at home. Today, nuclear fission at home. Yes, you can have it yourself in a milk bottle. No. Shop at home is some tips on shopping at home from the gentleman at the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. Now, while I'm talking about the Federal Trade Commission, that same gentleman did a show here sometime back on labeling. And in labeling, you should look for, on clothing and on many things, you should look for the sanforized label. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. When we started the show, it's almost 2 years ago, maybe 18, 20 months. We started with a locker on the show. And Carolyn, can you just run a little bit of video of the locker, the way we showed it when we did our first show? We're going to show you around the set. We have our mailbox over there where your mail will come in. Over here we have a bust of Beethoven. We wanted a bust of Dolly Parton, but the table's not big enough. My dressing room. When the series catches on, I'm going to get one twice this size. And we have our bulletin board here where if you have anything interesting that we should have on the bulletin board, send it to us and we'll post it. Okay, so now you saw what the locker looked like. Now I want you to look at that same locker about 20 months later, okay? Yeah, it looks about the same, doesn't it? It looks about the same except for now. Now, do you see what we're complaining about here? This little guy was not sanforized. It shrunk. And you want to know what else shrunk? my salary. I started out at a couple $100 a week, and that's what it's down to now. Anyway, so look for the sanforized delayed. My salary just dropped again. Okay, we'll be back with, the new product. I have to explain one thing about this new product. This is one of those home camcorder jobs, and when the cameraman zooms in on the product, the autofocus goes, and you'll see the focus go. It's not your set. It is the autofocus on the camera, but then it finally calms down, and you can see this sort of silly product. Okay, first the commercial, and then the new product.
When you start doing drugs, you feel like you're in control. But then you start doing more drugs. And more. And more. And more. Until you can't handle it anymore. If you or someone you know has a drug problem, call the Habilitat hotline. We can help you get the weight off your shoulders.
Okay, I'm going to show you, we're going to ask, whoops, wrong can. I know you guys didn't see that. Can you zoom in on that there? This is a handheld camera, so you'll have to forgive us for this. The brand is called President's Choice, and it says Gourmet Italian. Can you see that? Okay, you can zoom back. I'm going to read the rest. This is Bolognese style. It says beef and pasta in a tomato sauce made with pure olive oil. Okay, now we also have from another brand called President's Choice. I found it at D'Agostino. Lots of different items with the brand name President's Choice. This is cacciatore style. It's chicken and pasta in a tomato base made with pure olive oil. Now, the word that was missing from this can, we did not black out on this can. And that missing word is dog food. Okay, this is gourmet Italian dog food. Now, you know we always do taste tests here in the studio. I'm going to introduce you to our two taste tests. TJ, come here, T. Okay, sit down. This is TJ. TJ, a golden retriever. And LJ, her mother. This is her mother, LJ. LJ, can you sit down? Sit down, Elf. Yeah. Come on, sit. Both of you girls sit. Elf, sit down. Sure, for television. Okay, sit. Now, we're going to give you Italian dog food for your dinner. These girls have not eaten. Wait a minute, girls. You know what you do? You have to use little psychology. What's this? TJ, wow, what is this? Wow, oh my goodness, let's see if they like cacciatore style. TJ, cacciatore style. Nothing there. Oh boy, LJ. Bolognese. Oh boy, spaghetti bolognese. Oh boy, bolognese, a big hit. Well, what do you know? What do you know, folks? You see, this is sort of, well, I guess we'll call this a fair test. Maybe we should have really rated it against a regular dog food, but they like it. I thought, and you know it has pasta in it. This is sort of bizarre. But these dogs are definitely bolognese. I'm going to try a little more cacciatore again. Any cacciatore? No, they don't like cacciatore, but they do like bolognese. Well, I thought it was a very weird thing, but it looks like the kids like it. So if you see this dog food, it's been tested here on Consumer U, and it has been approved by TJ and LJ, our consumer panel for today. TJ, what'd you think of it? You want to look at the camera, T? They're too busy eating. Okay, stay tuned now for more stuff.
It's time for another taste test, and we always find people in the studio, we drag them in off the street sometimes, and we have Rhonda. Rhonda, what's your last name?
Franklin.
Rhonda, how did we get you? Have you ever seen the show?
Once.
Once, okay. Once in a year. Rhonda, you'll be watching it. So we told her, we found out she only watched it once, and we said, we'll put her in a taste test. We won't tell her when it's on, and she'll have to watch month after month until we show it. And over here we have
Ruth Hill.
Ruth? And Ruth Hill?
Ruth Hill.
Hill, okay. What do you do, Ruth? Are you?
I'm a retired elementary teacher.
Oh my goodness, do you miss teaching?
Not much.
Not, not much. Rhonda, what do you do? I forgot.
Well, I sing professionally.
You sing? Oh,
A little.
my goodness. Okay. And your last name? I forgot to ask.
Franklin.
Franklin. Okay. You guys raisin fans?
Not crazy about them,
Not
but I
not
am.
crazy. This is good, isn't it, Ruth? Do you at least like raisins?
Oh, yes.
All right. You know, because we have kids in the studio also, and the kids are going to taste chocolate drink. And Rhonda said, oh, we want the chocolate drink. We want the chocolate drink. But, you know, the kids, we have to give them that junk food. Basically, we have 3 dishes of raisins here. I don't know what they are, but one brand is Sun-Maid. Do we see those there? Let's see. One brand is Sun-Maid, one brand is Dole, and one brand is our old standby A&P. But, oh, that's a great close-up. But you know what? I'll tell you something. The boxes sort of look the same size, don't they? But surprise, Dole is only 12 ounces, and the other 2 are 15 ounces. So, you know, these are unmarked price-wise. So unless Dole was a lot less, you're getting less for your money in the 12-ounce box. All right, now, I'm just going to show you something interesting. As I said, we don't know what's in these. Can you people get another close-up? Dish A, I don't know if it will show or not, but Dish A is so moist. Can you see that there? We were looking at the monitor, so they shut the monitor off, and now I don't know if the raisins are on camera. Okay, so Rhonda, take some of nice and moist A. I happen to love raisins. Ruth, Ruth is going to taste 1 raisin. This is going to be, okay, I'm going to taste a couple. We always play music in the background. These are delicious.
Very good.
Boy, they are. Okay, this is raisin B. All right, B for you. And let's see what B tastes like here. I won't say anything. I don't want to change anybody's opinion. Do you have enough taste for B? Okay. Almost. You can take another second there. And these are the C raisins. And you know what was difficult? We had to pick all of these raisins out of Raisin Bran. We had to get big 5-gallon boxes of Raisin Bran and pick out. Okay, I know. What'd you like best, Rhonda?
A.
You liked A best. What was your second favorite?
C.
I am exactly the same. A and then C. Ruth?
A.
You liked A first. And your second choice?
B.
B. Okay. All right. A wins hands down. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum. A really just won A really won on looks. Someday we'll fix these lights. A was Dole. All right. So remember we said Dole might cost a little more because this is only a 12-ounce box. But these are really moist and delicious. All 3 of us picked Dole as our first choice. And surprise, you know, a lot of times we always say A&P stuff did not do well in our surveys. Well, A&P stuff is very reasonable. Well, Rhonda, you and I both liked A&P brand second best. And you liked Sun-Maid second best. So if Dole is unavailable and you're a raisin fan, you can save a lot of money with A&P brand. Among the 3 of us, we liked Dole first, A&P second, and Sun-Maid third. Oh, this poor little woman is crying on the box since she heard the results. All right, you think you guys are going to watch the show more than once? Will you watch at least to see yourselves?
Well, how many times are you going to run this? No, I'll watch it.
Right, this woman is in show business. You can tell. We run these shows. We'll run the raisin spot. We'll run it subliminally every week.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll watch it at least
Every
to see
week,
that. All right,
every
Rhonda, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Ruth, thank you very much.
Thank you for
And
having
hang
me.
around, and we'll give you a chocolate drink from the kids. Okay, and we'll be back right after this.
The health start competition is about to begin.
To be a winner in life, everyone needs a healthy start. New Jersey's Health Start program provides complete health care to low-income children under 2. Qualified pregnant women can also receive complete health care, all at no cost. Help your child be a winner. To learn more, call our toll-free line at 1-800-321-BABY. Good health starts with Health Starter.
Welcome back to Consumer You. We're talking about cable television, such as this here. Our guest is Margaret Ann Barons, who is executive producer of this very program and program manager of this very station. Do you like this? Do you like this stuff? This reminds you a lot of the Pope. Right. And to all you people who watch, how you doing?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I must say you are a total professional because you sat down. Do you have any idea why you're here?
I think we're talking careers in cable, but I'm not sure.
We are talking careers in cable.
But see, I knew you could talk about anything, so I know I'm in good hands.
Right.
I don't have to worry.
Right, and after having done the show for almost 2 years, I would like to say, is there a career in cable?
You tell me, Dick.
Oh, okay. You know, I'm sure that the same thing that I am asked, you are asked, and that question is, how do I get a start in television? At least that's a sensible question. I don't know if you've ever gotten this, but I got a call. I was in a restaurant, and this woman recognized me from Regis Philbin, and she said she had some questions. Could she call me? So I gave her my phone number, and she called up, and she said, I would like to be a co-anchor of the news. Do you know any open co-anchor positions? And I said, no, not offhand. She said, oh, well, then I just like to produce then. Could you introduce me to some people so I can produce TV shows? So you can't really start up there, but what are the opportunities? How does one start? If one called you and said, I'm interested in working at TKR, is there anything open right from a phone call?
Well, there are a number of things. Because TKR has a number of different areas, there are a lot of career opportunities. There is the production, television production, which we do, and we have several different positions running from the person who actually puts this show on Channel 6 all the way up to my job. But then we also have other departments, and we have the technical people, the people who go out and install cable in people's homes, who fix the cable if there's a problem with it, so that's a very technical area. And we also have areas, customer service, the people who handle billing and answer customers' questions and a number of other things. So there are really, in cable television, it's not just television production.
Yeah, okay.
There really are a number of different areas, and because we're growing so quickly, we have a lot of, regular career opportunities, if you will, in it.
Let's talk production, because I somehow think people think the glamour part of television is production.
Yes.
All right, what's an intern? I know that ABC just started an intern program, and when I was on Saturday Morning Live, we had interns. What are the interns, and what do you choose them?
Basically, an internship program is one that we work out with universities and colleges, and it's an opportunity for students to get some practical hands-on experience while they're still in school. And we then have the opportunity to train them when we have some extra hands for doing production. And in production, we always need an extra couple of sets of hands. So
one of the interns is out waxing her car right now.
Now, Dick, you're going to get me in trouble.
For the wax test.
That's right.
On Consumer You. Right,
exactly.
right.
So anyway...
this is obviously someone who must be majoring in
yes, and typically they're either a junior or senior,
okay.
So they've had some television production courses, they've had some introductory things into, cameras and things, production, and we then say, okay, that's theoretical and that's the classroom. This is real television in terms of you got to be there. Your shot has to be ready. You have to do the audio or whatever. But I think it gives. I know in college, my internships, and I took several, were the most practical things that I had because I then had a much better understanding of what I wanted to do in television production.
That was very funny because when I was going to Columbia University studying TV production at night, and during the day I work at NBC.
Yes.
And after 6 months, the guy said, and next week, we're going to a real studio. And everybody said, ooh. And then we got there, and he said, now this is a camera, and this is the lens. And he was pointing to the viewfinder. And I said, no, the lens is on the other end. And I quit because I had learned so much more, working in television.
You really do. You really do. So that's the really
okay,
first thing.
So becoming an intern. Now, do you sometimes hire interns?
Sometimes when interns, perhaps they're graduating, usually our interns are going back for one more semester, but on occasion they finish up in their last semester with an internship. And if we have availabilities in our entry-level position, then we may indeed hire an intern. Or they may come back to us, 6 months later and say, I've graduated, you know me. And it's a good opportunity for us because we do have a sense of their working abilities and how well they've learned and, how reliable they are. So it's a good way to find out if they're going to be a good employee.
All right. Now, is there any other way to break into cable other than through being an intern?
Sure. We have entry-level positions, beginning with, as I said, cablecaster, the person who actually puts the tape on the system. And that's really our introduction because we teach you about videotape machines, we teach you about picture quality. We try to bring you into production so we can start training you on some of the other things.
This is entry-level paying job.
Yes,
right.
yes.
Right. I started as entry-level host.
Yes. Sometimes we stay at entry-level positions.
And I've stayed at entry-level host. Right.
I think that's one thing that, there's that dues paying. It seems people are very, as you mentioned, the person who talked to you, everyone's willing to start at the top, and very few people are willing to go through their dues paying process. And in television production, there's a lot of dues paying that you have to do.
I think I'll close with something that you and I both know well, and you hear this all the time when stars are interviewed, is they say, I became an overnight success in 17 years.
Exactly.
I became an overnight success. How long have you been at the station?
I've been here at TKR for 4.5 years, but I've been in the business for over 10.
For over 10. And every time we get together, we go, what's new? What's
happened?
Yes, exactly. What's happening in the industry? Anyway, well, that's at least a good hint and a good place for you to know where to start into cable television. And then when you get your own show and you're a big host, remember that we got you on, and that we would like top positions at your show or on your job. We'll be back with more of Consumer You. Listen, by the way, don't cut away yet, because I wanted to thank you personally on the air for buying Consumer You. We're coming up almost to 2 years, and if it wasn't for you coming into the city, listening to the idea and saying, I like it, do a few shows. So I thank you very much.
Well, I want to thank you, Dick, because you've made Consumer You such a unique and wonderful program. We've heard lots of good responses, and you've done a wonderful job, and we certainly appreciate it.
It's fun. One of the fun things about cable is that you don't have to be dead serious. All the other shows go, well, don't be funny. Well, don't do this. Wear a jacket.
This is a good place to be funny.
This is a good place to be funny. And they're very humorous when it comes to pay. The checks here are very funny. Okay, we'll be back right after this. Something I pioneered on cable television, both ways.
If you need a hand to quit smoking, it's as close as your phone. 1-800-4-CANCER. The Cancer Information Service's free helpline. For answers, for facts, for support to make quitting a little easier. Even if you've tried before, they'll help you try again. And again. And again. So don't give in. Give them a call. 1-800-4-CANCER. And give yourself a hand.
Welcome back to Consumer You. Remember a few months ago we did a real goof on the home shopping networks? Well, we're going to find out what your rights are as a home shopper. And we have with us our guest, once again, Regional Director of the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, and it's Michael Bloom. Michael, thanks for coming back again.
It's a pleasure.
And Michael, it's two totally different things, home shopping and mail order shopping.
Yes.
So let's start with mail order. Michael, mail order shopping is one of my favorite things in the world. Not to do it, but to go on television and show people what the ads say and what you get. And I know an FTC rule is, well, I'm going to let you tell the rule about the 30 days of merchandise coming.
Right.
Or, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Well, let me set the stage a moment, if I may. I'm a frequent mail orderer. But as a consumer affairs professional, what I do is when I order by mail, I always keep the advertisement that prompted me to order, and I note down any of the payment information so that I have a complete record of what my transaction is. I write down the date I mailed it, whether it was a check, and so on. The obligation of a company under one of the rules the Federal Trade Commission enforces, the mail order rule, is to provide the merchandise to the consumer within 30 days of the date the merchandise with the date that they receive a completed order for the merchandise, or longer if in the ad they've given some different period
I
of
know,
time.
but Michael, I don't know if I read a lot of the real cheap ads, and how they get around your rule is they'll say something like, immediate delivery within 90 days. I mean, that's 3 months.
That's 3 months.
Right, but they've satisfied your rule.
They
right?
have.
Even though it says immediate.
They have, but they've got to ship within 90 days.
Okay, right.
And if they don't, they're obligated to send you what's called an option notice. Essentially, it's a letter saying, you can cancel now, or you can wait until we ship it 30, 60, 90 days
Okay,
later.
Right. All right, so no matter what they've chosen as their delivery date, 6 to 8 weeks, whatever, they must still send you that card.
Within that time, or you get the option to cancel out.
All right, now what about billing on a credit card? Is it illegal for me to order something today and them to bill my card immediately and send it to me at the end of the month, or is it just that some stores are kind and only bill as they ship? Is there a law governing that?
I don't know of a law governing that, but frankly, we enforce so many laws that I wouldn't be surprised if there were some that I did not know about.
Okay.
Clearly, it would be, to my mind, an abusive practice if a company, as a matter of routine, charged your account, then waited a prolonged period of time before shipping merchandise.
Okay, but what people can be aware of, Michael, is that I have seen in ads, they will say, as one of the pluses of their company, we do not bill till we ship.
And I think that's sound practice. Consumers ought to expect that.
Right, and they could look for that in ads. Okay, now, how about home shoppers? We're talking about all the networks that are on day and night. What sort of protection does that consumer have? First of all, I hate to keep interrupting you. We had a lady on who buys everything through one of the more reputable ones. She had a good experience with it. So what rules do they abide by, or should they abide by?
Essentially, those are the rules of advertising, and that is that an ad must be non-deceptive and substantiated. So, for example, if there's a price comparison, retail value is, that's got to be an honest price comparison, and if it is not, it's false advertising.
Now, have you, I find that even in newspapers they go, regular $200 value, but can't they just make those prices up? Do you look for those ads and then call them and ask for their proof? Or do you call them only if people complain?
I think a lot of local consumer affairs agencies regularly monitor that sort of traffic. We probably are more responsive to large numbers of complaints because we tend to take a national view, and most of those things that you're talking about occur at the local level. One thing that I wanted to talk about, though, in terms of home shopping, was when somebody comes into your home to sell you something.
Oh, okay, great,
You have a 3-day cooling off period when you buy most goods that are valued over more than $25 in your home. And so you buy an encyclopedia from that encyclopedia salesperson or a sewing machine or whatever. You should be given by that person at the time of sale a contract. The contract should identify the fact that you have a 3-day cooling off period, and you should get 2 copies of a cancellation notice, one to send in if you want to cancel and one to keep. And if you change your mind for any reason whatsoever, before midnight of the 3rd day after the transaction, send in that cancellation, fill it out, date it, send it certified mail, send it in, and that transaction is over.
Boy, that's great. Now, this is a federal law, so this is all 50 states.
That is correct.
Okay. They can't, we've seen some real slime buckets in the year doing consumer use. They can't, in the contract, waive your 3-day cooling off period.
No, you cannot.
Right? Okay, you can't say, for $100 extra, I won't take the cooling off period.
No.
It's just the way it is.
It is your right under federal law, and I don't believe a consumer can waive that right, fortunately.
Do you know if that applies, this may be a local issue, does that apply, like, if you join a health club, or would that be a local law?
Well, there you're being sold it on the premises of the health club, usually.
Yes.
So the cooling off rule would not apply. But there are local and state laws that do have cooling off periods for health spas and things of that sort, because of the observation that in some communities there have been abusive sales practices, high pressure sales, relay sales, things of that
So
sort.
that would be the local Consumer Affairs Bureau of
Yes.
whatever community.
Yes, and if you're the victim of any kind of fraud or deception, that's a good place to start. Start with the merchant, but if you can't work it out with the merchant, go to the local Consumer Affairs folks, and if the problem tends to have national implications, send me a letter too. I'd be glad
What's
to
your
receive
address?
it. We're at 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan,
New York City?
22nd floor. It's New York, 10278.
Great. Federal Trade Commission. Michael, thank you so much. This has been very informative, and we'll have more informative stuff right after this.
Burning clothes burn you. Stop, drop, and roll. 'Cause people burn too.
A message from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Bureau of Fire Safety.
Boy, if you think the locker shrunk, you should see the ratings. Ha! We're kidding. We're only kidding. It's people like you who keep us on the air. Till next time, Dick DeBartolo on Consumer You saying goodbye. Spell it together. B-U. I think it's this way. Y. Okay, take care. Welcome to Consumer You, the show for you, the consumer. We have a lot of nice stuff on the show today. Have I ever done this? We should have a contest to see. I don't think I've ever done this on the show. I've done mostly this, but never, ever this. Okay, what are the spots on today's show? We're going to go find out right now together. But serially, folks, we're doing, I love this thing. It's called Free Inside. And we go out and we buy all sorts of cereals, and that say free inside. And then we open them up and we see if the stuff inside the box looks anything like the artist's conception on the outside of the box. So we're going to do that with some kids today and a couple of cereals. Phone, sweet phone. You a phone freak? I love telephones. Well, these are sort of telephone add-ons, things that you can buy to plug into your modular jacks. What the heck is it? People tune into this show and they go, what the heck is it? Well, this is Consumer Show. This is Consumer You, but we're going to show some weird gadgets. We also have some guests, and we're going to ask them to try and guess what the heck it is. And then book fever. You ever have book fever? You ever have fever and you want to find a book to cure it? We have our nurse friend, and Maureen Reha, and she's going to tell us that you probably want to have a medical encyclopedia in your library. And there's one that she's particularly fond of. You don't have to run and buy it, but you'll probably be interested in what to look for if you're buying a medical book. I would look for doctor stuff if I were buying a medical book. All right, a little new invention. I went to the National Merchandise Show and to look for new gadgets for Consumer You. And there, I found this little guy. Anybody know? Anybody? You guys know what this is? No? Okay. There it is. Oh, good. This is made by a water purifying systems company. And the guy said that some of the people complained that when they traveled, they couldn't take their water purifier with them. So he came up with, yes, Clean Sip, the straw with the built-in water purifier. and it comes with little replaceable cartridges. So that's a little guy called Clean Sip, and I think it's going to retail, I think he said it would retail for around $3 or $4. But if you're going to Europe, you might want to think about one of these. And Clean Sip, they're out in Oklahoma. Their phone number is 405-634-6095. And I'll give you that number because it's a brand new product and it's not being distributed yet. And this sand was absolutely clear, and I just had one drink of water from the tap here, and this is what happened to it. No, we haven't used this at all. Okay, we'll be back with free inside those cereal boxes right after this message. Hope it's not one of the cereal companies.
The health start competition is about to begin.
To be a winner in life, everyone needs a healthy start. New Jersey's Health Start program provides complete health care to low-income children under 2. Qualified pregnant women can also receive complete health care, all at no cost. Help your child be a winner. To learn more, call our toll-free line at 1-800-321-BABY. Good health starts with Health Start.
Okay, we're back, and once again we invited back to the studio Brian and Eric because last time when they left a lot of stuff was missing and we thought we'd frisk them. No, just kidding. Brian, how you doing? What's your last name, Brian?
Fox.
Fox, you remembered from last time. Excellent. And Eric, your last name?
Reha.
No, it's wrong. It's Fox also. They're
It is?
brothers.
Oh.
Well, okay, no. Okay, you know what we're doing? We're doing this free inside. We buy cereal and we show you what the free gifts are so that if you like the gift, you can buy the cereal, and it's really good these days, isn't it? We're buying cereal depending on what's free inside. By the way, when I was over at the A&P, free plug, Trix, you'll be happy to know that Trix now has brighter fruit colors. Now, there's something. I used to say, I would buy Trix, but I wish the colors were brighter. Well, now, Trix has brighter fruit colors. Just what you need at 7 in the morning when, whoa! You know, it's also really a hoot is that the cereals really know their market. For example, you know, we have the erupting volcano. Captain Crunch has a different kind of toy. But when you get to something like Common Sense Oat Bran, they're giving away a $5 refund on cholesterol screening. Okay, you know, Trix is giving away, you know, helium balloons in the shapes of Etzels, weird stuff like that. All right, let's see what we have. All right, we bought Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, and it says, inside a mystery drawing disc. Whoa, get a look at that, what you can do with the mystery. Now, we gave it to Brian. Brian, did you come up with something very similar to this?
Yeah, well, it's a
Let's
pterodactyl.
see, what you do? Oh, a pterodactyl, let's see. Oh, that's not bad. Hold it down a little. Oh, yeah. Now, when I said mystery drawing disc, let's see what this is what it looks like. So, how did you draw that? And did you know what you were drawing?
No.
And
They just said the 5 numbers on the top. And just
so you
keep
put a
on
pencil
writing.
in, you follow the numbers, and you draw something you don't know exactly what it is. All right, well, that's is this neat or junk?
Junk.
Oh, junk. Okay, well, let's just see the picture on the box and what Brian drew. See the comparison there? I think they're extremely similar. Just need a graphic artist, a couple of months to bring that up to life. All right, Eric, what did you get? Let's see, we gave you a box of Captain Crunch with 1 squirter inside. Let's see what the squirter looks like. How does that work? I dare ask. Let's see. Oh, okay. Is that fun?
It's a blast. I love it.
You love it? All right. Now seriously, would you go home and buy Captain Crunch so you could get a squirter?
Maybe.
All right, because you told us on another show that you were a little devil at home, so this just might be up your alley. That's Captain Crunch has the free squirter inside, but this is what I've been waiting for. Can we see this? Rice Krispies down here. Volcano, erupting volcano inside. Look at the back. Whoa, look at this baby there. All right, we have the erupting volcanoes. Can we get them over here? We happen to end up with a deluxe box. Can we see these here? Oh, there they are, because it had 2 of them inside. And so, Brian, have you read the instructions?
Yep.
All right, so how do you make the volcanoes erupt?
Well, first they said to put some baking powder in.
Baking powder or baking soda?
Baking soda.
Baking soda, okay.
And put it inside the center of
Okay.
it. Whoops.
Okay, that's good. You know what, we forgot, it said that you should put red food coloring, but we don't have it, so,
Okay.
Then, that looks pretty good already.
Takes.
Look at it, it's like lava going out, assuming you have a great imagination. Okay, then what do you do?
You put vinegar, put a teaspoon of vinegar.
A teaspoon of vinegar, and it should start?
Hopefully.
Okay. Can we get that? All right, do the other one. You know, and you know what, when he does this, can you shake the camera? Shake the camera on the close-up. Oh, no! Oh, run for your lives! Help, stuff is falling! Stuff is falling out! Oh, my God, oh! And now it's a rock slide, oh! Run for your lives! Listen, I think it's neat. Look at this, look at this. Look at this, this landscape here. I think it's great. All right. All right, well, I like that. It's short-lived, but it doesn't look exactly like the box. Look at the box again. Don't you love this? This looks more like a nuclear explosion, doesn't it, with the mushroom? But that was sort of neat. The food coloring might have even helped. All right, that was free inside. Would you buy Rice Krispies to get one of those?
No.
No. But you know what? I think they gave us a good hint. I think that if you mix baking soda with vinegar, we'll have to ask your mom. She's a nurse. Or is it your mom who's a nurse? Well, we'll ask your mom to ask his mom. That you might be able to just do this in a cup and have your own little earthquake. And we'll ask her if it's dangerous in any way. Another new movement from Dickie D here on Consumer You. Someday I'm going to ask Carolyn Herring to please put all of these together into one show, because that'll be a real treat. It'll be available on the Consumer You Hands video. Meanwhile, watch this, please. Hello there. We're back again with another home video report. You know, I was watching Nightline, and Ted Koppel said, excuse the quality of this piece. He was in China, and he said that they didn't have their regular ABC equipment, and they too had used a camcorder. We used it first, Ted, and we're tired of you stealing our ideas. And if we may be having trouble again, this is the Minolta. People at Minolta, we don't know what's wrong, but your autofocus guy, for which we paid 1,000 buckaroos, is going a little berserk. It goes in and out of focus, in and out of focus, in and out of focus. So it's not your TV set. Okay, what are we talking about today? I don't know, but I bet it's telephone accessories, because that's what's on the desk. I love telephones. I'm a telephone freak. I'm a telephone accessory freak. By the way, I don't have one here, but I should tell you telephone accessory freaks. I'm sure you know it. But you can get telephone modular extension jacks, like at Radio Shack, where you plug one little piece into the modular jack, and then it lets you plug 3 different devices inside. The most I've seen, I believe, is a 5-input modular jack. Okay, this little guy is called Telechime. If you don't like the sound of your phone ringing, you just plug your phone in here, and instead of the phone ringing, it goes... What's the name of that?
The Marseillaise.
The Marseillaise, okay. We'll play Name That Telephone Tune. Yes, Mr. Wise Guy. I think it was Hey There.
No, I think it's like a...
You with
Beethoven.
the... Is it? Oh, I thought it was you with the soot in your eye.
It's a minuet in G.
Notre Dame? Old
Yeah,
Notre Dame.
yeah.
Okay, Telechime, available at telephone type stores. I believe it's $49.95. This is Tel-Lite 2. I like this guy a lot, and I'll tell you why. When your phone rings in the middle of the night, as the phone rings, this comes on. Also, in the middle of the night, if you suddenly remember you have to make a phone call, when you pick up the receiver, Tel-Lite comes on. Also has a little 30-second button. You push it and Tel-Lite stays on for 30 seconds. This is also available at TV stores, and this is about, I think the guy said it's going to be $29.95. You know, sometimes on Consumer You, we show you stuff that we picked up at consumer electronics shows, and so it may be a while in coming. But that's Tel-Lite 2. There's a little modular jack on the back, real easy to hook up.
Comes from the phone to here, and then from here to your phone. From the phone jack to here, from the jack to the telephone. So that's a real nice guy. Has a little battery backup, or it runs on an AC adapter. This is good. This is the indoor bell. It's $14.95 from Radio Shack. Has two uses. One is if the bell on your phone isn't loud enough, you plug again into a modular jack. When your phone rings, this can ring along with it. Something else you can do is if you have a phone jack in a room and no phone in that room, you can plug this into that phone jack. This will ring in that room and tell you to get it together and run into the other room because your phone's ringing. Okay, so that's Radio Shack, $14.95. This is Phone Flasher 2. Remember the Phone Flasher? We used to wear the raincoat and was in that phone booth on 8th Avenue and 42nd Street. Phone Flasher 2 is $29.95. You can have it flashing and ringing. This is actually developed for people the hard of hearing who can't hear a phone ring. This will blink every time the phone rings. You can have it both blink and ring, or you know what I use this for? I always say this. I don't use this. People at Radio Shack said, "Oh, you want to keep it? You can buy it. They'll give us 40% off. It's not bad." But I mean, you schlep around, you pick up all this stuff, you do it, you plug it. They should say, "Dickie, please keep it." When I listen to my stereo headphones, this would be a great way to know if the phone is ringing, because obviously you can't hear it through the phone, the headphones. So phone ringer, Phone Flasher 2, $29.95. Okay, hands-free talking. This guy is just about $100. It's is that what this is? Yeah, it's not quite $100. It's $39.95. All right, aren't you glad that I write things on the back of these? This is if you want to have hands-free talking and you don't have a speakerphone, you can make any phone a speakerphone with one of these guys. This is not duplex speaking. With a speakerphone, most speakerphones, the conversation can only go one way at a time. So you have to say what you're going to say, wait a split second while this shifts over to get the incoming voice. But this is not bad for hands-free operation. You know what this is great for? When you call a cab and it's raining out and they put you on hold for 20 minutes, or you call the airline and they put you on hold. This way you don't have to hold the handset in your hand. So that this little guy is also from Radio Shack. It's the electronic telephone amplifier system from Radio Shack. And our final telephone device, you know, you're trying to look up stuff on the yellow pages and you can't because your contact lenses are dirty. Well, then we have the contact lens dishwasher. Don't you see, we forgot this out of another spot. So and this is telephone, so we figured we'd make up a reason to stick this in the phone spot. This little guy comes from Sharper Image. It's about, did I write the price on this guy? Yeah, $49. And comes with these little guys. If you have different kinds of solution for your contact lenses, you put them in there. Your contact lenses go in this little thing here. Is that autofocus still going nuts? No, it's working now? All right, great. Right lens in here. These little guys open. I'm not going to do it all because, anyway, right lens in here, left lens in here. You put your solution in there. You turn your little washing machine on. Wow. You stick it in the solution. Goes through a little 2-minute cycle, washing and disinfecting your lenses, and after 2 minutes it shuts off. Also has a little on-off manual switch. So that's some new gadgets here, and people at Minolta, your camera seems to be working again. I wish we could figure out what it is that now it's sort of not working. So I don't know. We're rating this camera so far. Fair. For $1,000 we expected more. Okay, we'll be back with more stuff. Okay, he's looking for the switch so he can manually inflate it. Well, he's doing it.
Drinking and driving is more than just breaking the law. It devastates families and loved ones. Please, if you drink, don't drive. This message is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving in the hope of making your community safer for everyone.
Okay, it's time to play What the Heck Is It? Now we've assembled the family of Art Baudo. You know Art Baudo, who's been on the show a couple times? We have on this side
Art.
Junior,
The third.
Art the third. And where do you go to school, Art?
In Shore Middle School. Now I'm going into 8th grade.
Going into 8th grade, okay. And you are?
Andrew.
Andrew?
Bauda.
Okay, and where are you from, Andrew?
Piscataway.
And where do you go to school?
Arbor.
Arbor? Okay. And?
Keith. I'm going to go to school at Shore Middle School and in 6th grade.
In 6th grade. Okay, we're going to play What the Heck Is It? We have like 8 gadgets here. Does anybody recognize anything right off the top?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What do you recognize? These. All right, let me just get a close-up of that and tell me what that is.
That's what you plug into an electric socket when you're not using the electric socket.
That's very good. And the reason is, if the electric drips out, you waste electric. No. Do you know the reason you do that?
No.
In case you have young children and you don't want them to get a shock, you can plug that in. This is also good for people who don't have electric in their house, who want to plug things in. All right, so you did get that one right. Anybody recognize anything else?
Not one.
Oh, you know this? Let's show that. What do you think that is?
Razor blade. No, shaver.
The oldest trick in the book. And they fell for it. You see, right before the air, I said to Kevin, our cameraman, I cut myself at this morning, and they fell for it. You see, that was very deceptive. This is a neat thing. I don't know what you call this thing, but you see this guy here? You got a shot of that, Kev? All right, so say that you have to make an outline of this, all right? You press this down on that. And now you have the exact dimension of it. It's also good if you have to, like you wanted to cut this sort of circle here, you push down, and it makes, oh, I'm doing that there, let me hold it there. You make an exact, you can trace either that one or that one, and you have an exact replica of that angle. So that's what that's for. Okay. That's available like at very large hardware stores. All right. Anybody know what, this is my favorite thing on the whole table. It is so small, but it's neat. See that? I'll show you that. And now I pull a handkerchief out of it. No. Anybody know what that is? All right. I'll give you a gigantic hint. You need these to use it. No guesses yet? Oh, it's
a lid.
No.
You pour the ketchup in there?
It's a ketchup bottle coupler. You know when ketchup starts running out and you turn the bottles upside down so that you can fill one bottle to the other? You know, people try.
Neat.
Isn't that neat? Also, you can use it for, you make your own barbells, your own ketchup barbells. I really love that little guy. That's your ketchup bottle coupler. Okay, I'm going to lay that down that way. Anybody know what this is? This is also
an umbrella.
Oh, this is like an umbrella for very, very stupid people. This is an umbrella. It's a food umbrella. You go on a picnic, you want to go play ball, you don't want the ants or anything on your food, so you put it over your food, and it keeps mosquitoes and stuff off your food. That's a food umbrella. This guy here?
Something you put your fingers into.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's a finger saver. It's yellow fingers for going through the yellow pages. No, if you have to do, like use a Brillo pad or something, maybe on paint remover or something.
Hi, Dickie. It's Mr. Yellow Fingers. I watch Consumer You all the time.
Okay, you were right. That was good. All right, 2 more. Anybody got an idea for this guy? No? It's Mickey Rooney's golf club. No. It's a jar opener. Sort of neat. You just slide this over the jar. This is a little rubber gasket catches the jar, and you can open, you know, real tight jars. Get these things at household supply stores. We have 2 more. Look at this weird thing. Anybody got an idea what that is?
Bowl scrambler.
A what?
To scramble something in there.
No. Any other idea?
No.
It's a satellite dish. You can pick up TKR no matter where you are. No, it is for baking apples. You core an apple, you slide the apple over this guy, and then it's very good if you're eating baked apples on a ship. Your apple cannot roll. Getting a little bit of humor from Kevin. Okay, final item here. Who can guess what that guy is?
It decores an apple.
No, but you're pretty close. Pretty close. You know what it is? It's for removing corn from the husk. You stand the ear of corn straight up, you stretch this guy over it, you slide it down, this has little teeth, and it removes all the corn. Is that pretty neat?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a good time today, guys?
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've ever been on television?
Yeah.
You're going to be like your father and call night and day and say, "Can I come back? Can I come back?" No, your father is a good guest. We may have him on for one more minute one day because he's an interesting story about time sharing, something that the man from the FTC forgot to tell us. Okay, we'll be back with more things on Consumer U right after this. We've asked Maureen Reha back because last time she had brought a book with us and we ran out of time and couldn't talk about it. And people on the staff were interested in this book called Drugs, but it's really a guide to everything. It's sort of everything you ever wanted to know.
And it's consumer written, which is what I really like. I use it as a teaching tool with my patients. It's organized so the consumers can understand what they're talking about. There's no 95-syllable words in there. There's no biochemistry to understand. It simply talks about the drug in a way that we can incorporate.
But this is not, people shouldn't thumb through this and go, this looks like this drug would cure what I have.
Well, they can. I mean, that's human nature. I can't.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Right. Okay. All right.
But what I think it's really important for, I find that very often patients on more than one medication really need to understand the differences.
Would this tell you not to be taken with so-and-so?
Absolutely. This has, just for example, it'll give us the generic information.
We'll hold that up
hold
here.
It up
Okay.
And see if I can
talk
see on the monitor.
Maybe if you can.
Okay.
We're on the page about penicillin.
Okay. Penicillin. It gives us. This is what's known as the generic name of penicillin. Okay, which is its common name. All right. Now there's a laundry list of all what's known as the brand names. Sometimes physicians want us to take a certain brand, and there are reasons for that. You just have to accept that. Okay.
Okay.
But sometimes we can ask for the generic. Now it also gives
that's also a question you should ask your doctor. Should you say, "Doctor, I'm on a tight budget. Can I take the generic?"
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
Because sometimes there's a huge difference. A 50% savings, a 60% savings. It's a huge difference. So that's fine. Sometimes the generics, I have to say, are not as effective for some patients in some circumstances. And so, but it's a fair question.
All right.
Other information in here, there would be side effects of the medication, reasons to take it. Now, it does tell you why. It's given in certain disease entities, all right? It also tells us...
Well, that would be reassuring to sort of be checking up on your doctor, or if he said, take this for a sore foot, and you nothing on the list
said sore foot.
Said that it was for pain.
Right,
yeah, okay,
so you call and you say, I'm confused. Now, the other things that I like about this, not only does it give you the side effect, but it tells you what to do if you have that side effect.
Oh, that is
Some things are what we call common side effects, all right? For instance, if you take an antihistamine, you're going to get thirsty. I can promise you that. Most of us will. Take a glass of water. That's the treatment. Mm-hmm. However, if you were to get hives or if you were to get jittery or something along that line, then you don't want to take that drug. It tells you what to do. Call the doctor. So I think people are less apprehensive to consult their physician if they have sort of a bank of information. Now, once again, this is written for consumers. There are a lot of books out there, for instance, the PDR, physicians...
That's what I was going to ask. Is this, as far as you know, the only book of this?
No, there are several. This is, I think this is the best, and this is called The Complete Guide to Prescription and Non-Prescription Drugs. I paid $9.49 for it in a discount store.
Okay.
There's a huge amount of information about different age groups taking the drugs, what foods you should take them with, what foods you shouldn't take them with, times of day. I mean, just wonderful information. But the PDR is not recommended for the basic consumer. It's very biochemically oriented, very difficult to understand, and it won't help you. This will.
Good. Will this also tell, because my dentist forgot to tell me when I was taking penicillin, that it's supposed to be taken on an empty stomach.
For absorption.
For absorption, and I didn't know that, and I hated the taste so much that I only ate it with meals, and I found out from you that I might have diluted...
Sometimes when we don't know what all the recommendations are, this will tell you that, yes, the answer is yes, but we counteract the effects of the drug, and of course that's not going to help us.
All right, so that's interesting. So the real reason for taking it with food sometimes is it helps absorption, or is that worse?
In some cases it'll help absorption. In some cases, if you take it with food, it'll interfere with the absorption. And once again, that book isn't such, information's in such a book as this, but if you're at all wondering, I really think you have to make a friend with your physician and your pharmacist and your nurse and ask those questions. Those are questions that we have a responsibility to ask.
Sometimes I think people feel that they're
should spend as little time annoying the doctor, or that's sort of, I think, a fallacy that people have developed within themselves. That
they're there to counsel us and to share information, and I always say there's no stupid questions. Okay, there's only stupid problems that happen afterwards. And if you don't ask the question, you're not going to get the answer. You're entitled. You shouldn't walk out confused. I think that's the hallmark in my mind. If a patient leaves me confused, I feel I haven't done my job.
I don't understand that.
Okay. Start rolling again.
Okay.
So I think it's certainly good, and you can also get these in libraries. You don't have to go out and purchase it, although it's certainly it's $9 worth of information. It's great. But libraries are now carrying these as well. This was just in a regular bookstore. Sometimes health food stores will carry these books. But you see, when I look at the health market now, compared to what it was 10 years ago, the books, we're getting much more consumer-minded. We have a responsibility.
I know. Thanks to people like Maureen and hosts like me and shows like Consumer U. And we'll have more after this. That's it for this edition of Consumer U. But before I go, I just wanted to show you this newspaper, Astrology and Psychic News, that showed up in the mail. It says $2 on it. I did not subscribe to it. Find out that one of our cameramen here also gets it. The thing that makes me wary about a newspaper like this is that there is not one story in the newspaper that doesn't refer you to an ad. Somebody says, "Oh, I found this metal and it had great mystic powers and it changed my entire life." And then just on the opposite page happens to be an ad for that same metal. And the reason I don't like it is that they look like stories, but the stories really are sort of plugging the ads. So I don't know if anybody's gotten any good out of it, but I'm not subscribing to this newspaper. It also says $2 on it, and for some reason it just sort of shows up magically in your mailbox. You know, I was sort of amazed as the man who got that newspaper just turned into a frog as we were talking. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's helping his camera work. I'll be back next week with more here on Consumer U. Till then, take care and goodbye. That same man had a great idea. If I spell with a capital Y, B-U-Y, I can never do it backwards. Okay, till next week, take care.